Hello and welcome back to our Kite Club. Today I'm going to show you my bookshelves. This video will be mainly focused on the books itself, not the collectibles that I have on my collection. If you want to see those as well, let me know in the comments below. Without any further ado, let's get right into it. This is one corner of my room that I have dedicated to my collectibles and books. Obviously, many of these books I haven't even read, so please don't bash me. So I'm going to start this from the left and moving on I will be going to the right. So here as you can see I got The Drifting Classroom by Kazuo Omes, the perfect edition. There are only 3 books in this collection. I got them all. I got these from Kenny's. Next I have Anne of Dracula, the 30th anniversary edition from Titan Books. It's a very pretty book with the red sprayed edges and the red ribbon. It looks great. Also, please ignore the burbs noises in the background. Next, I have Berserk Deluxe Edition from 1 to 10. They look so good on the shelf. I haven't gotten the 11 to 14 books because I didn't have the space for them. Next, I have the oversized World of Ice and Fire by George R.R. Martin. It's a beautiful book, but it's oversized, so I think this was the perfect space for it. Next, I have A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens, which I haven't read, and Richard Lehman, The Beast House, which also I haven't read, and A Princess of Mars, on which I have posted a review on my channel. Next, I have the box set of Fablehaven by Brendan Mull, which I got years and years ago and I didn't get a chance to read them, but maybe someday I will. Next, I have The Best Horror of the Year Volume 14, edited by Ellen Datlow. This is my first book in this series that I have read, and let me tell you, it was the best horror book I have read in this year. On top of it, I have The Tales of the Peculiar and the Imago sequence by Laird Barron. Next, down here, I have the Monogatari series box set, Empire of the Vampire and the Black Wings of Cthulhu 2. And also the Pushkin Press edition of the Ancient Sorceries by Algernon Blackwood and Carmilla by Sheridan Le Fanu. Next, beside the perfumes, I got this beautiful treasure box edition of Zelda Manga. It's a beautiful hardcover edition that's exclusive to this box set, and I don't think you can get the hardcover edition of the manga anywhere else. Next, under the Harley Quinns, I got the Scott Pilgrim manga or comic, whatever you may call it, and also Rick Riordan's Heroes of Olympus series box set. Beside this, I also have a box set of Practice Journal by Carrie Smith. It is a beautiful crafts and hobbies books that have so many things inside it. From the left of it, I have some weird assortment. I have some mangas and some Penguin classics. So very first, I have the Goodnight Punpun 1 and 3. The second is on the way. Then I have Clark Ashton Smith's The Dark Eidolons and Other Fantasies. If you love Lovecraft, you are going to love this as well. Then I have The Monk by Matthew Lewis, The Best of Richard Matheson, and In the Land of Time and Other Fantasy Tales by Lord Dunsany, and Songs of a Dead Dreamer and Grimscribe by Thomas Ligotti, and The Penguin Book of Hell. Then I have The Vagabond Wisbech edition, the first one, and then Omerta by Mario Puzo, The Mammoth Book of Zombies, The Family Carleon by Ed Falco, and the other 3 books in the Anne of Dracula series. Then again on the top, beside the Spider-Man helmet, I got The Adventures of Robin Hood by Puffin Classics. To be honest, I prefer Puffin editions as compared to Penguin because they look so much better. Anyways, moving on, I got The Complete Fiction of H.P. Lovecraft, the Knickerbocker edition, and also Ghost Monsters and Demons of India from Watkins Publishing, and the Le Morte d'Arthur, King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table. Beside that, I have The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson, which I am reading now. Beside it, Canterbury Tales, the classic tales of horror, Stephen King and Owen King's Sleeping Beauties, the classic science fiction collection by Sirius, and also the Dune Deluxe Edition by Frank Herbert. Moving on, I have the Suzanne Cooper The Rock is Rising box set and the Doctor Who Time Lord Fairy Tales box set. Beside that, I also have the Lord of the Rings Flexibound Deluxe Edition. These are the pocket size books. And then The Chalice of the Gods by Rick Riordan. Then I have the Julie Kagawa Iron Face series, which is not mine actually, it's my wife's. And beside that, I also have the Percy Jackson box set 1 to 5. Beside this, I also have the Puffin hardcover classic box set, in which I have Anne of Green Gables, A Little Princess, The Wind in the Willows, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, Peter Pan, and The Secret Garden. Moving on, in the below shelf, I also have The Spear by James Herbert, Tales from Shakespeare, Rip Van Winkle and Other Stories by Washington Irving, King Arthur and His Knights of the Round Table, Myths of the Norseman, The Island of Dr. Moreau, Worst Things Happen at Sea by Alan Snow, then Aladdin and Other Tales, Tales of Mystery and Terror, Magnus Chase, 9 from 9 Worlds, The Jungle Book, H.P. Lovecraft's The Hound and the Other Stories, adapted by Go Tanabe. This is basically the manga. James Herbert, The Rats, which I absolutely loved. Anthony Horowitz, The French Confection, and some Shakespeare plays for the children. I love to collect that as well. Moving on, I have the Stephen King shelf. Unfortunately, for the time being, The House of Leaves is sitting here. I have It by Stephen King in hardcover and also his newest book, You Like It Darker, in hardcover. I love to collect the hoarder ones because I think they make the best editions now. They look so beautiful on your shelf. On the right, I also have the manga. It's Orochi by Kazuo Ome's and my most treasured collection, the Barnes & Noble edition of the books. I absolutely love Barnes & Noble edition. I think they are great for the price. I have Jules Verne 7 novels, classic supernatural stories, H.J. Wells 7 novels, Stephen King The Stand, and also some Rock Point Publishing special edition of the complete Grimm fairy tales and the complete tales of Edgar Allan Poe. Moving on, I have the Junji Ito Shrine. I had all the books by Junji Ito, but some of them I gave it away to my brother. Right now, I have Soichi, Frankenstein, Tomes, Alley, Mimi's Tales of Horror, Liminal Zone, Fragments of Horror, Venus in the Blind Spot, Black Paradox, No Longer Human, and PTSD Radio, which is not by Junji Ito. On the next shelf, I have very different kind of books. First of all, I have The Horror in the Museum, Loris, The Lost Dawn by Mario Puzo, The Sicilian, Wind Heaven, The Family, Stephen Fry Mythos and Heroes, Nights, Flyers and Other Stories by George R.R. Martin, Black Wings of Cthulhu 1, Richard Lehman, Night in the Lonesome October, and No Sanctuary, Crusader Armies and the Life and Legend of Sultan Saladin. Above that, I have A Metamorphosis by Ovid and Monkey King and also The Divine Comedy. Then below that, I also have Zelda in paperback manga as well. Moving on, I have the Masked Market paperback section, in which I have A Song of Ice and Fire series and also the second book in the Stormlight Archive, Word of Radiance. Above that, I have Cosmic Comics and The Valley of Fear by A.C. Doyle. Above this, I have my Harry Potter shrine, in which I have all the books and some cute little collectibles. On top of my HP books, I have The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Okay, this is my second last shelf, and I have again some weird assortment here. First of all, I have some more Robert E. Howard books, and then I have some comics, in which Justice League and Batman The Dark Knight Returns. I also have the God of War Collector Edition guide. Beside this, I also have some self-help books which I do not read. Under this, I have 4 box set, the Kane Chronicles box set, Underland Chronicles box set, Hogwarts Classic box set, and the Serafina series box set. Now I am on my final shelf. The very first is the Descendant box set. Then I have American Supernatural Tales, Fever Dream by George R.R. Martin, Fairy Tales, The Haunted by James Herbert, Night Music, Bury Your Dead, The Great God Band and Other Stories by Arthur Marken, The Mammoth Book of Cthulhu, Hollow Library at Mount Char, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman, Bloodborne Comics, and Richard Lehman, Fiends, The Deep by Nick Carter, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, and Nightscapes. That's it for today's tour of my bookshelf. I hope you enjoyed exploring my collection as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. If you spotted any favorites or have any recommendation for books I should add to my shelf, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to Archaic Blog for more, and hit the bell icon so you can never miss an update. Until next time, happy reading.